I wanted to give a quick breakdown on the texturing process and how I achieve the art style for Glintfall. So here I'm just blocking out the shape of the tree. I add a quick skin modifier and a subdivision surface modifier to give it some thickness. Block in some cubes. At this stage, I'm sculpting in some bark detail just to add a bit more of a visual interest to the bark, so it's not just a flat tree. It's also worth noting that this process relies pretty heavily on the sculpt to add more detail, so the better the sculpt phase, the better the texture looks at the end. Standard retopology process here. I'm by no means a retopology master, so please don't look too closely at any of this. What I like to do is split the leaves from the trunk, as when I'm baking any ambient occlusion, sometimes you can get some really weird artifacting that I like to avoid. Here I bring in the high-res version, and I use an automatic overlay. And here you can see the high-res detail on the low-poly model. Now to get a good smooth base color, I use a simple diffuse material created by an incredible artist called Enhance. I add a black mask and a paint layer to it. This helps me isolate using the object select mode in Substance, so I can just focus on the trunk. These are the settings for the simple diffuse. You've got your colors, shadows, ambient occlusion. You can change the strength of the ambient occlusion. You've got these brush strokes, which I like to add. It just gives it a nice base level brush strokes, procedurally generated. And I do the same, I duplicate it and do the same with the tree leaves. Just trying to pin down a good color. Changing the ambient occlusion and the shadowing. At this stage I leave base color mode, and as you can see it's all very shiny and weird, so I like to add a roughness layer to it. And here I'm just painting in some hand painted details, which I do for all of my models. Give it that hand painted look. And then in Unreal, I set up a pretty simple material using the pack textures that you export from Substance. And there we go. That's a baseline tree for our game. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions.